Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, Leo, to your love read. This reading for me will be with you from the 13th of April until the 25th of April, 2021, guys, okay? So take whatever resonates with you, Leo, and leave the rest of it because this is a general energy, so not everything will resonate with everybody at this point, okay? But whatever resonates with you guys, that's for you, okay? Now, Leo, your major arcana over here talks about charity. Charity talks about unconditional love, right? Where you share great love and passion that brings happiness to others, um, particularly close friends, relatives, family, friends, children, right? It also talks about a mature love in yourself that also indicates a long term relationship or love between two people that will mature or is maturing over the years. Okay, so which also could indicate that you guys have met before and that love that has been already initiated is just moving forward, right? Now, with this, the bottom of the deck talks about the chariot energy. The chariot is, of course, talking about ruling passion in this love, right? It highlights sex and relationships, right? Need for a sexual harmony with your partner, but also by genuinely taking time to communicate, you can move forward in your relationship, right? So you're basically seeking a literal journey of togetherness with one another at this point in time. Okay, and that is exactly what you are looking for with this card of charity in here, Leo, for this relationship that you are involved in or this relationship that you're already tied up in. All right. So, this is the overall message for you from my spirit. Now, we'll check your tarot here, Leo, and see what is that my spirit has to say with regards to the charity and the chariot in here. So, clearly, you guys, if you all are not in communication, the need of communication or the need for communication is very essential, right? Where both of you will have to come together, and that love that is already there is a love that has been sitting with you for a long time, and it's only it's only maturing, it's only moving forward, guys. So this is the time to even physically move forward in the relationship that you are already in with somebody in your life that you love, right? So that clearly indicates the need for certain kind of conversation to happen. Because there is definitely a lot of attraction between the two of you, Leo. You know, a lot of attraction. Where it's required that the literal journey between the two of you now needs to take off, right? So, excuse me. So it is very, very important that if you guys are not in communication, don't be feeling negative about it, because it is very clear that even if you guys are, excuse me, not talking to one another, it doesn't mean that the love is lost. That is also what is an essential part of the story here. It doesn't mean that sometimes you go through that stage in your life where you feel that the other person has all of a sudden become silent or is not kind of taking that initiative to communicate, right? And you probably are not getting to know what is happening on the other end. Those kind of feelings may crop up in you. I'm, of course, talking to the cross watchers here. But at the same point in time, guys, this situation is definitely waiting to begin as well. Right? When this communication will happen, this inspired new beginning is waiting to happen. Because there is a lot of unconditional love between the two of you as well. It's just a matter of this journey hitting the road. So be patient if I'm looking at the cross watchers here, right? Be patient a little bit more and you will get to know the entire story, because clearly somebody over here is waking up. That probably, they had been tied up in a situation in their own life that they have not been speaking about, or maybe has not shared it with the other person. Yeah, there could be any amount of secrecy or kind of, that feeling that the other person really doesn't know if they can come forward and tell you the whole part of the story that has been sitting in their life, right? Yeah, but thing is over here, guys, that something is changing in this situation. This situation change is for the benefit of the two of you here. And this is that's what I said, it's kind of that minute game, it's kind of that situation where things are going to all start to build up again, once again, because clearly somebody has woken up to the spiritual connection of their realization here. Because you see, with the Five of Wands in the reverse, guys, it clearly talks about a situation where others have been involved in somebody's life here. Right? And they had been putting up a lot of resistance. They had been probably putting up a lot of barriers, right? And that could not, and that is possibly the reason why somebody was not able to move. Because what was happening here is that because of that situation, it was causing a lot of chaos, disturbance in somebody's life here. They were not able to figure out what they should be really doing with that situation, but definitely that kind of chaos was not the best part of the story, so which is a situation that they are trying to heal from now. right? They are trying to heal from that. Because it also could be that the people who were involved was causing so much of disturbance and pain in somebody's life that, the other person was not able to combat it, right? Was not able to defend himself or herself here. We'll come back to these cards, but let me first get the clarifiers out in here, guys, okay, before I speak more. So clearly somebody is not investing in that situation anymore, where others had been causing problems, probably causing a lot of barriers. There had been conflict in a group setting as well. That could include anybody who is close to you as the individual, whoever it is here, right? So, yeah, they had been feeding him or her with a lot of negativity as well. For some, I'm even getting that, right? So, which is that situation, guys, that had stopped the whole part of the story in this love? Yeah, where somebody is now realizing their mistake. They're realizing, because see, that kind of a situation had also drained that person emotionally. The heart had become totally empty, right? Because when you're constantly fighting with people around you, that is causing your internal part of this story to kind of go through a lot of emotional upheaval, right? And that emotional upheaval had possibly drained the person, who is coming to the point of now understanding and realizing the folly or the mistake that he or she has made over here. Right? So this is the whole situation that we will talk about once I get the whole story out in here, before moving forward into this part. But yeah, there is a change, because somebody was sitting in a lot of victim mentality, codependency, feeling very poor spiritually, emotionally, even material, even financially, right? So the want needs to come back, right? Because if you have to change a situation of that kind in your life, whoever it is I'm talking to here, the want needs to come back. And for the want to come back, you have to not only change yourself with your understanding, but you will also have to change your situation around you as well, right? So this is the part of this story, guys, that is slowly coming back into focus in here. Because like I said, somebody is clearly waking up to understand what is the mistake that has happened in here between the two of you. Yeah, there will be a clear realization here. Or there is already for some a clear realization, and if not, the clear realization is in its way. Right? It could be a spiritual epiphany. It could be a spiritual awakening. Because somebody had been in a very, very toxic victim mentality, lack of consciousness kind of an attitude in their life, because they were probably, like I said, they were fighting with so many things in their life and with people around them that they really felt completely exhausted with everything that was happening or going around in their life. That, that was where the whole story had been, really. And somebody had not been communicating or has not communicated. Everything has been very, very repressed. It's like keeping all the secrets in yourself and feeling completely emotionally drained in yourself. In yourself. Because see, unless and until you share your part of the problem, guys, whoever it is I'm talking to, right? Until and unless you can trust your partner and tell the other person, hey, look, this is my problem or this is my situation, the other person doesn't know about it. And what is happening here is if you don't talk, if you don't communicate, there would be misunderstanding because the other person doesn't know what's going on at your end, Leo, right? So if you do not have that capability of talking and speaking up the truth, obviously it's not going to work for you. It's only going to backfire because the other person doesn't know what's going on in your life. So you have to trust in order to believe that there is something in life that you need to share with somebody. And trust that you will receive help because unless you open up and share, unless you tell the other person your problem, your difficulties, your situation, right? The other person will never understand, and that is where the whole situation will come to a very stagnant place. So whatever your difficulty in life is, guys, irrespective of whether you are in love or not, you have to choose somebody in order to share your problems. Because unless you do that, unless you come to that part of the story, you will never, ever be able to resolve your own issues. Because if you think that by yourself you can resolve everything, you will not. You will not be able to resolve it. So all that is going to happen is that it will affect you personally. Your mood will be affected. You will be affected because you will feel bad about the fact that you are keeping a lot of things in hiding. But at the same time, you're not even sharing your story with anybody, right? That is the whole situation. So it's very important. That's why they're saying with the Chariot energy, right? That if you guys are going to start a literal journey together of togetherness, it's very important for both of you to come forward and say what you have to say, because unless you can do that, it's not really going to work. It is not going to work, guys. So keep that in mind. That's what they're telling you. That's what Spirit is asking you to do, right? That trust that the other person, your partner, the person you love, whoever you are in a relationship with, it's very, very important that you guys come together and talk things out, because it's only then that the unconditional love you all have for each other is going to move forward. Because see, with the Chariot energy, guys, that there is a lot of attraction. Lot of sexual attraction, lot of physical attraction, lot of attraction y'all have for each other. So, it's just a matter of you coming to an understanding of trust in order for things to move forward, because other than that, guys, it won't be possible. It will not be possible. Learn to talk about your situation, even if that means um, that you could be feeling a little bit iffy about maybe sharing your personal story with somebody. But again, guys, if you truly love somebody and if you're looking at it, at the situation from a very long term perspective, right? You want to be with the person, you possibly want a commitment, you definitely want to move forward. If that is a situation, then it is also very important for you, Leo, to open up and talk about the whole situation in the rightful way. In the rightful way, guys. Very, very important. Okay? We'll clarify. You got the sun in the reverse. That's your energy, Leo, and you're not feeling happy about it at all, whatever is going on in your place. But we are going to clarify the whole reading here, and we'll clarify if we need more cards to see more energies out here for this reading. Now, the first part, like I said, the Five of Wands in the reverse, guys, clearly talks about you coming to a place of understanding that you're not going to participate with people who are not a part of your collective, who cannot understand you, who do not understand you, who do not possibly respect your wishes, who are not there to listen to your advice, right? Who are just, constantly, they are creating their own stories around your life in here, right? So, somewhere you're coming to the point of your understanding that whoever this collective part of the story has been in your life, guys, is not, they are not people with whom you can really vibe, right? There is no connection in here, more so, okay, which is coming to the point of your Four of Swords, where you're kind of getting the whole story, you're figuring it all out. Maybe there is a part of it where you're also healing by yourself, right? You're coming to a point, because remember, you're not feeling happy about the whole situation. The sun is in the reverse. So definitely there is some amount of healing that is being also required at this point in time, with the Seven of Swords in the reverse, which is clearly talking about you coming to a point of your understanding, guys, that you have to be very honest about your situation. With people, you cannot vibe anymore, really, right? With people who are not your type, with people who are not there for you, and you have been a part of that group or collective for whatever amount of time. So you're definitely coming to your understanding, guys, in here in the first part, that this situation needs to be rectified, because it also could be, Leo, that what I'm getting, guys, is because of these people here, you might have been very deceptive in yourself. Maybe they had pushed you to become more deceptive towards something in life, where you had failed to take responsibility, be accountable for your actions, whatever that situation is, right? And where somebody is definitely feeling very, very bitter about the whole situation here, right? So this group of people, whoever it is, has to go, and this is where you're coming to with the Four of Swords. You're learning about that trickery, you're learning about all that things that have gone wrong with that collective part, where you probably have also participated in that whole story, right? Where you're coming to your understanding, Leo, that no, that's not what I am, right? I have to be honest. My intentions have to be very good. I have to be a very clear person, because clearly, communication has not happened with somebody, and somebody over here in the Queen of Swords energy in the reverse is bitterly upset about the whole situation here, right? which is where the chariot energy is coming up in here, which is talking about you coming to a point of beginning this journey with somebody you love in the rightful way. In the rightful way, but you need a lot of will, you need a lot of determination, you need a lot of power in yourself, Leo, to make this happen, right? To make this happen. So, this energy is coming up here very, very clearly. With the second part of the story, guys, let's see what's going on in here. The Ace of Wands in the reverse. Again, clearly talking about no inspiration, no creativity. The new beginning that was supposed to have happened had been halted for whatever rhyme or reason, right? It's because of this. Your understanding is becoming very, very clear that you have somewhere not done the right thing as well, Leo, right? So, this energy of the Ace of Wands in the reverse is clearly talking about a creative block, not beginning anything new, not understanding anything new, not getting the third eye vision, right? Not getting the third eye vision that there is an Ace of Cups, that you have so much of love here waiting for you, right? Where you just need to begin this journey because this love is there. Somebody wants to give you this love. Somebody wants to make that offer, this Ace of Cups, or it is also about self-healing. Probably you're coming to the point of understanding or moving forward towards your own self-healing as well for some people with the Knight of Wands, where you now want to go forward. There is an inspired action from your end, Leo, towards this energy where you really want this, this love, this unconditional love, the self-love as well, with the Ten of Cups in the reverse, because there has been shattered dreams, there has been domestic conflict, there has been broken dreams, there has been lot of bad domestic part of the story in here, from where you are definitely moving out towards a new beginning of love in your life. In your life. Okay. The next part of the story, guys, clearly talks about the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, right? So, which is what I was talking about, that somebody had been, because of this situation here, guys, with the Ten of Cups in the reverse, where there had been lot of domestic issues, no emotional trust, discontentment, lot of family issues that have been shattered, lot of dreams have been shattered here for some, right? So that had been holding you in a very negative position. So which is where you're coming to the point of your understanding, Leo, that you need to change yourself. You need to change the whole surrounding around you. Otherwise you will be caught up in that energy, and you don't want to be that in that energy, right? Because see, remember, you're coming to the point of your self-healing here, of understanding that you don't want to be a part of that collective or that group of people who cannot bring you any happiness, period, right? And where you have also come to your realization that you have been very bitter about the whole situation, or somebody has been very, very bitter about the whole situation, from where you're trying to move out of, Leo. You're trying to move out of, right? And that is where this part of the story is coming up, where you know that, okay, you haven't really put in any effort before towards this whole situation, but definitely you want this love. You want to bring back the whole story, and that is where you are taking action towards this situation, because something in your life has crumbled very, very badly, Leo. Very, very badly. So this change is coming up in here, guys, where you're clearly, you know the whole story, right? You know the whole story, but there is the fear of you letting it go, right? Let me tell you, you are kind of fearful that if you leave that old situation, you know, uh, whether it's going to be of any use or not, whether that sacrifice will bring you back your result or not, right? You're kind of wondering what you need to do, because you know that you have to let it go. Whatever has made you feel that energy over here, you want to let that go, clear, right? But at the same time, you're a little bit skeptical, right? You're a little bit skeptical because you still don't know, with the Six of Cups, whether this change or that sacrifice will yield you back your love with the person, because you're not being completely sure if that other person can manage to give you back whatever you need in your life, kind of a situation. So you're being a little bit iffy, right? And that's why you're probably not talking, you're not communicating, because you're not very sure of the whole situation, because it is like letting one known situation go for something that it's there, there is a lot of love, but then at the same time, that kind of an energy is, whether that sacrifice, if I make that sacrifice, will that sacrifice really, really yield me back any result, right? And that is why you're kind of being a little bit lazy about the whole situation here, Leo, right? And that's why you're stalling, you're not just moving forward, but you definitely want to make that change, even in yourself as well. But at the same time, like I said, you're stalling the whole situation because you're not very clear. You're not very certain if the new situation will, because there is a past life connection, that. There is somebody in your life you love, somebody you have met previously, that person. Everything is fine, but you're very iffy. And that's why you're kind of being, like I said, you're not very sure of the whole situation, if you can really make the situation work. So, and you're also being a little bit lazy about the whole part of the story as well, where again you get this Judgment card, guys, which is the awakening, which is the spiritual epiphany, right, of this whole situation here, right? Of the whole situation. This is a spiritual epiphany, and there is a lot of wisdom that is occurring back in your life, that you have been a fool. You have been a fool by not taking action on this situation, which should have happened in your case a long time before, because somewhere you have delayed making that choice or the decision in your life. Yeah, because see, you have been in the distorted masculine energy, right? You did not have any control over the situation. You were not behaving in the rightful way. And that's why the fool in the reverse is talking about you becoming a fool in the whole story, where you had been sitting and been draining your love and emotions towards people, towards situations, that finally you're coming to the point of your realization, what the hell happened here? Right? What the hell happened here? So this is where the whole story is moving from one to the other. Right. Let's go on to the next part and see what's here. The High Priestess in the reverse clearly talks about repressed emotions. Not talking, not communicating, keeping everything tied up in yourself, where somebody over here is now understanding that the situation is not going to work like that. There is something new that needs to happen. There has to be some reward for all the hard work and the effort that you want to put into your life, with the Knight of Swords in the reverse that talks about where you have earlier not put in that hard work towards a situation in your life that you now are kind of coming to the point of making a decision here that whatever you do in your life, guys, going forward in your life, you need to you need to earn back the rewards, right? You need to earn back, and that's kind of making you feel a little bit sad as well because you are in despair because you haven't really worked yourself in the right way, and that is a secret that you know. You're not talking about it. It's repressed within you, and you're feeling extremely in despair because you know that you should have made that effort a long time before to have changed the way you thought and you reacted and the way you were, in your life with regards to the Knight of Swords in the reverse, where you were not planning, you were not thinking, you were not communicating, nothing new was happening, and that is where you're feeling extremely sad and in despair that you should have, this high priestess in the reverse is clearly talking about you keeping the entire thing in yourself, Leo. You're not expressing it, but internally, you know you should have taken action on this situation a long time before, right? Page of Cups, which is clearly talking about a new inspired emotional feeling, that possibly could even involve a love offer or potentially could even involve an apology to somebody in your life where the devil shows up, but you're restricted. You're feeling very, very restricted with regards to this justice, with regards to a commitment that you are probably still in. And you're not completely free from that commitment or from that situation in your life that is not allowing you to move forward, really. But you definitely want to. You definitely want to move forward, but this restriction in your life, guys, with this commitment, somebody is in a commitment here, right? Somebody is in a commitment, which is where the restriction is happening at this point in time that they are not being able to completely leave that situation here, right? They are not being able to let it go completely. Something over here with their story is keeping them tied up. Why is justice here, please? Okay, this is also what I'm getting. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is also what I'm getting, Leo. Is that you definitely want to say a lot of things. You definitely want to prove you're creative. You're being creative, period. You're being very creative. You're kind of even probably dreaming about it. You're trying to understand what you can now do to move forward, right? But again, restriction. Codependency could be toxic behavior, could be anything, could be addictions, is halting your path, is halting you towards this justice or towards this commitment that you definitely want in your life, or you want to break away from a commitment where the King of Pentacles is waiting for some kind of financial news in here. There is something to do with money and stability with regards to something that is halting your progress in here, guys. Okay, and that is where you're probably feeling very, very tight in yourself that you have not done this work before. You should have taken that initiative to have looked into your finances and worked towards your independence or worked towards your financial part of the story a long time back. So you're being restricted from moving forward until you know that you have your money in place. So you're probably waiting for an advice from a financial person in here that will help you to move towards your justice, or leaving one commitment to move out of that into something else in here. Okay, but definitely there is money involved in here. The high priest in the reverse, which is talking about the Hierophant. And the Hierophant in the reverse is talking about a new approach towards life, changing your thoughts from your old belief patterns of whatever you have been believing in yourself before, right? Towards the Three of Sword in the reverse, towards healing yourself as well, towards healing yourself with the Wheel of the Year, towards this money part of the story. There is definitely you're changing. See, because what I'm also getting, guys, is that somebody over here had been tied up in a commitment and they have been sitting in that commitment because of only money. Yeah, because of only finances in here, because they haven't put in the effort to have worked for their financial part of the story before, which is that awakening that now things, because they know they have become a fool. Let me put it very, very bluntly here. They know they have become a fool and they will have to take the measures, they will have to take the call in order to bring back their financial independence. And the Tower, yeah, there is a change. This change will come all of a sudden, because this person, Leo, if it's you, you are kind of changing your philosophy in life. That's it, period. You're changing the way you have been thinking before. You're changing the way you are thinking today. Your belief in life, your approaches towards life, your traditional methods, principles, ethics, morals, and, dogmas, and all that about marriage, about relationship, boom, it's all changing because you are learning to heal your mind, the Three of Swords, right? You're learning to heal your mind, which has been totally in turmoil for a long time with this money part of the issue, guys, where this sudden intervention, whether it's a divine intervention, whether it's a physical 3D intervention, we don't know. There is an intervention, a change, epiphany, some kind of rapid movement is going to come up in here, right? With the Eight of Swords, which in turn will completely free you from your mental problems. Of all that situation that you have been sitting with, Leo, in your head, where your head was feeling like it has been, kind of closed in a small space, and you have not been able to let your mind get any kind of, fresh ideas, thoughts, anything. So that the moment this tower happens, guys, this tower will happen in your mind, is also what I'm getting. This change is coming up in your mind, right? And the moment the change comes up in your mind, you're free. Boom, boom, boom. It's done, right? With the strength in the reverse, where you will realize that your pride and ego, Leo, there had been a lot of pride and ego in you. Sorry, guys, but what I see is what I say. You know me, right? This is the change. This is the change in your mind that will show up with your pride and ego, where the magician is coming up in here to rectify and manifest the whole situation in a totally different way. This change is coming with your mind, or in your mind, guys, where your communication, your willpower, your manifestation will be completely in a new direction. Yeah, will be. Why is the magician here, please? Yeah, this change is coming up in your mind, guys, because your mind is what has been your problem area. With a lot of pride and ego. See, again, like I said, you have not been able, the Three of Pentacles, yeah. This mind has been playing a lot of tricks in your place, in your case, guys. Right? So this is where you will suddenly realize, wow, what the hell? I've been sitting with a lot of pride and ego. There has not been any strength in me, no compassion, no forgiveness, nothing. And I've been just holding on and holding on and holding on to all this BS. Right? That is where the epiphany will occur, which is where the magician is coming up with the Three of Pentacles to talk about an expansion in here with the person, because now they want, or you will want, a lot of collaborated effort, joint venture, a literal journey together to move forward in here, guys. Okay? With the Three of Cups in the reverse, where the reconciliation before has not happened. That could be one. Or the second could be that there have been three people in your life whom you're not going to entertain anymore. That could be a collective part of your story as well, right? With the Nine of Cups. Yeah, because somebody had been very greedy here. Somebody over here in the collective part of your story had been very, very greedy with your stuff. So this could be where the whole situation is changing, where you are changing your collective part of the story to expand in a new direction with a new collective part, because you have realized with the Hermit, the whole situation where somebody had been very greedy for either money or for their own demands in life. Yeah, because see, with the Five of Wands in the reverse, right? Let me just go back in here, guys. These collective group of people had been very ambitious for their own self. They did not care what has happened to you, Leo. All they wanted was things for their own benefit, right? And that is where you're coming to the point, or you will realize there will be a lot of solitude in your life that you would take at this point in time, Leo, to get into the energy of the Hermit, to understand, right? Why these people, whoever it is in your collective, have been very, very greedy, guys, have been very narcissist, very nasty people who have only worked for their own self-interest, right? And that is a realization that you will understand that you too have made your mistakes, Leo, that you have been feeding on to those people. And you have projected a different story with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. You have lost your independence. You have lost your power. You have lost your material wealth because you have been giving these people their wish fulfillment part of the story, and you have been projecting a completely wrong picture to the outside world, where you might have shown that you have a lot of money, you have a lot of good people around you, you have a lot of things that is good around you, which was completely a farce. Right? So the whole story over here, the Empress, is coming to a point of a new beginning here. Six of Wands. Okay, let's go back here. King of Sword, look here. King of Sword, Page of Wand, Six of Wand, and Fertility, or Empress. Yeah, somebody is clearly coming out of a bad situation, guys. Yeah, where there has been money issues and they are not going to give it anymore. No, they are not. They are not. And because they have, they're feeling very bad about the whole situation. The sun in the reverse. Remember, we started with the sun in the reverse. And they are coming out of that dark situation to understand, because somebody over here, guys, is clearly working, taking a risk towards their victory, towards their success, towards a point of exit, towards a new beginning of bringing back abundance, fertility, health, wealth, and money in their own life. Because somewhere this epiphany of these Five of Wands people in the reverse clearly talks about a group of ambitious people who had been only working towards their own benefit, for their own wish fulfillment. They were not bothered. And that is where this honest confession is coming into somebody's life in here, Leo, if that's you guys, when they're realizing that, they themselves have been holding on to a lot of bitterness from which they are making an exit to move forward right away. Because, see, over here, let me just go back to the end of the story. Over here, like I said, the Three of Cups in the reverse. These three people, or the group of five people, or this collective three people, might be the very close people, right? Close people who have been feeding into his money or her money for their own wish fulfillment. As simple as that, right? Which is a realization, which is a soul searching, which is understanding that whoever it is, Leo, if it's you, you're coming to a point of realization that you have also given them that leeway to make use of you, and that you have lost a lot of your independence because of these people with whom you have been a part of your close knit circle, that you have been feeding these people with your money, that in turn has taken away your own success from your own life, right? So, and you have been giving false stories to people, telling them a different version of the entire story. So, that whole situation is something that is moving out of this whole game plan in here, because you're coming to the point of your realization that what you need in your life is happiness, love, peace, abundance, prosperity, and maybe even a new family with new children, anything that is going to bring you back your happiness in life. Okay, so enjoy this reading, guys, and until we see you once again, till then, goodbye. God bless, Khuda Hafiz, and Namaste.